He lied about a $1 stock, made millions, and barely did any jail time. Hollywood then turned his crimes into a blockbuster. This is Jordan Belfort. He scammed America and got rich doing it. And the craziest part? People still cheer for him. Bayside, Queens, 1962. A working-class town with small dreams. But Jordan Belfort wanted more. 1 lemonade ice, please. For you? 2 for 1, if you tell 3 friends. How old are you? 12. 16. I'm gonna be rich. By summer's end, he made $20,000 selling Italian ices. At 16, most teens would blow it on a car. Jordan? He enrolled in dental school. First day, the dean said, "If you're here to get rich, wrong profession." Jordan stood up, nodded, and left. Just like that. He wasn't there to clean teeth. He was there to get rich. And this wasn't the way. Next, meat. After college, Jordan started a door-to-door meat business. Yes, really. You sell what? USDA Prime, ma'am. Flash frozen, hormone-free, cheaper than your butcher. I don't eat red meat. Great. Let me show you our salmon. It was messy, but surprisingly successful. $100,000 a month in sales. With no trucks, no storage, no clue. Just Jordan. Hustling. Grinding. Melting steaks in the back seat. Late deliveries, spoiled meat, unpaid bills. It all crashed within months. But in the ruins, Jordan found his superpower. The product didn't matter. Steaks, stocks. You could sell anything. The salesman was born. Jordan needed a better payout, not a better product. Enter Wall Street. Jordan got a job at LF Rothschild. A legit firm. Suits, quotas, and cocaine. It was the 80s. He got his first taste of real money, greed, and power. He learned how markets moved, how brokers talked, and how they sold. Then, October 1987. Black Monday. Phones went silent. Brokers watched the ticker crash. Jordan was fired. But while others mourned, Jordan saw opportunity. He found penny stocks. Cheap garbage no one wanted. Unregulated. But here's the magic. 50% commissions. Same pitch, 10 times the reward. No fancy degrees. Just a fast phone and a faster mouth. So Jordan called a guy in Nebraska. "Hello, Mr. Michael? Listen, this company is small now, but it has tech that will disrupt home entertainment. A ground floor opportunity, pre-IPO. Wall Street hasn't seen it. When they do, boom. 10x return minimum. Get in now at $1 a share, and in 6 months, you'll thank me. You'll be calling from your beach house in Maui. So, we'll lock you in for 4,000 shares. Sound good?" I don't really get the company. You don't need to understand the company. Just the upside. Smart money acts before the crowd. Want to be first? Or read about it in Forbes next year? Wishing you had listened? He closed $4,000 with 1 call. No rules, no regulators. Just cold calls and adrenaline. His kingdom. Time to build an empire. 1989. Jordan was ready for the next round. Not alone. Enter Danny Porush. A fast-talking misfit from Long Island. Salesman charm, hustler instincts. Not from Wall Street, barely from this planet. But he could close. Jordan saw something in him. Hunger. Loyalty. No breaks. Together, they were dangerous. Jordan had vision. Danny brought chaos. And from that, they built their empire. Introducing Stratton Oakmont. Sounded legit, old school. It was a strip mall boiler room. Flickering lights, mismatched desks, zero oversight. Early recruits. Bartenders, dropouts, hustlers. Jordan wanted hunger, not experience. Closers, not thinkers. Then came training. Jordan's straight-line persuasion. A psychological pressure cooker to make rookies high-pressure machines. Bulldoze hesitation, drown doubt. Guide them from hello to where's the check. The office had a rhythm. Fast, loud, addictive. Phones rang, orders flowed. Energy, egos, and money grew. But Stratton's brilliance was in who they sold to. Forgotten investors. Working-class retirees, desperate parents. Wall Street ignored them. Stratton sold hope, urgency, false certainty, and fake projections. First, obscure penny stocks. Companies barely existing. Then, schemes evolved. Now, real IPOs. They bought cheap shares, turned the sales floor into a hype machine. Call after call. Promise after promise. Flooded the market with hype, spiked the stock, dumped it all, leaving investors holding the bag. Pump and dump. At Stratton Oakmont, it was just another Tuesday. By the early 90s, Stratton was a carnival. The office, phones screaming, air horns, testosterone, $2,000 suits, enough drugs to kill a rhino. Jordan built a system on fear and loyalty. Top performers were royalty. Bonuses, vacations, watches tossed around. Underperformers, humiliated, replaced fast. Then came the parties. Strippers in the conference room, champagne in fax machines, coke off compliance manuals. Nothing was sacred. Whipped cream into tequila. This guy was wild. Jordan turning into an Armani cult leader. Choppers, yachts named after his wife. Mansions, Lumbos, Raleighs, he had it all. His mantra? Win or you're nothing. Stratton Oakmont looked legit. IPOs, millions raised, growing like crazy. But it was all a facade. When you can't sell truth, sell the dream. And Jordan built his empire on that. By 94, Stratton Oakmont was booming, pulling in national attention. But the cracks were showing. Their IPO game was aggressive, risky. Same old trick. Hype the stock, sell the dream, bail before the crash. But they weren't untouchable anymore. The SEC noticed weird filings. Investors were complaining, losing everything as stocks tanked. Inside, brokers questioned pushing worthless stocks. The answer? Close the deal or walk. Hiding the cash got complicated. Millions went offshore through shell companies, even his aunt's UK accounts. At one point, a housekeeper smuggled cash in her bra. Jordan called it asset protection. The FBI called it laundering. Inside the firm, drug use went from reward to necessity. Quaaludes slowed them down, cocaine sped them up. Calls were a mess. Fights broke out over money, women, pure testosterone. Some guys lost it. Jordan? He was losing it faster. His marriage crumbled. His wife found drugs everywhere. High on Quaaludes, he crashed his Ferrari, losing millions in jewels and drugs. The Italian Navy rescued them. The yacht sank. Jordan lived. But something inside him died. Back in New York, the walls were closing in. Journalists were snooping. Ex-employees were talking. But the biggest threat? FBI agent Gregory Coleman. He smelled blood. Coleman meticulously built his case. Scripts, wire records, shady purchases. He saw Jordan's cash withdrawals. Big sums, disguised through casinos and galleries. Coleman knew what it meant. Jordan would too. What Jordan didn't know? Some brokers had flipped. One got caught on another fraud. Another was stiffed on a bonus. They wore wires, turned over evidence. Self-preservation kicked in. October 1996, the feds raided Stratton Oakmont at dawn. Phones ripped out, files seized, employees questioned. Some tried to ditch evidence. Didn't work. The FBI had what they needed. But Jordan wasn't done. Early 97, told not to move funds. He wired $2 million to Switzerland. The transfer was tracked. The conversation was recorded. That one move unraveled everything. The chase ended. The fall began. By late 98, Jordan was out of options. FBI, SEC, they had him. His empire of cold calls and lies collapsed. He faced 30 years. Wire fraud, securities fraud, money laundering. The charges were massive. So Jordan did what he always did. He sold. Not stocks, but himself. He cooperated, wore a wire, and turned on his loyal followers. Over 30 indicted. Brokers, partners, friends. Some started at Stratton right out of high school. They learned from Jordan, followed his lead, and now paid the price. Some did more time than he did. Jordan, 22 months. Tennis in the morning, weights in the afternoon. At night, he wrote. That's where he met Tommy Chong, serving time for selling bongs. Jordan told him everything. Drugs, yachts, cash envelopes. The lie that became a life. Tommy wasn't shocked. He was amused. Write it down, he said. So Jordan did. In 2007, The Wolf of Wall Street dropped. More victory lap than confession. No apologies. No remorse. Just yachts, parties, fraud, and punchlines. The public loved it. Critics raved. Jordan Belfort, felon, became a pop culture icon. But the victims? No movie deals, no closure. Most never got their money back. A teacher's retirement, a vet's savings, a family's home equity. They were left with debt. Nothing. Jordan was ordered to pay $110 million in restitution. So far, a tiny fraction is paid. The rest? Vanished into offshore accounts and legal loopholes. He says he's working on it. Victims wait. But Jordan? He's doing great. Motivational speaker now. Sales coach, podcast host. He sells success, teaches ethics worldwide. He wears the wolf like a badge of honor. Not the scar it should be. He didn't just beat the system. He sold it. Turned prison time into a book deal, fraud into fame. And the scariest part? We cheered. I was guilty of being greedy, he said. But so is everybody else. Maybe that's why he got away with it. Deep down, we didn't want him punished. We wanted to be him.